Same day advances. What I love about this is I can physically go out and see a client today. I can overnight that business to the home office on Monday. Tuesday morning, I have an advance deposit for that. And I can do that again the next day, the next day, the next day. So when you say you can pretty much dictate your income, you dictate your income by your work ethic. Because this is what I know. If I go back to that slide, if I got 10,000 people that just turned 65 today, you mean to tell me in an 8-hour day with leads, with a system, that I can't go out here and find one person that basically says yes to a product that's needed? It's nearly impossible if you're working the system. Agent life and health benefits, exotic trips, fast claim process. Our claims pay out, folks, in 24 hours. Our claims pay out within 24 hours. So that means that basically if you're in a situation where Miss Susie passes away and we're able to get Miss Susie's family that check within 24 hours, there's nobody in the company, in the industry, that's turning around checks like that to families. That's what makes Lincoln Heritage so attractive when you're out here, because we're doing things in the marketplace that most companies can't even do. What sets us apart from the competition is simply this. We actually have an assistance program. Now, I want to spend a little time on this because my friend here, he said, yeah, you've been in sales for a while. And the answer is yes, I've been in the sales arena for a long time, but I was so relieved that whenever the pressure of me trying to be a salesperson was relinquished, because I actually have a product that I can present to somebody that presents value without me having to oversell it. So that's what makes it easy for all these people who say, I'm not salespeople. Great. There's an art to this because it's still the sales industry. But if I told you right now that if you went to a car lot because you knew that you needed a car, and you told me what you needed the car for, you have 2 kids, you all travel a lot, they're toddlers, you need leg room, and I was basically going and try to put you in a 2-door convertible, that doesn't fit your needs. But if I said, well, let me show you this nice Honda Accord that fits into your budget, because based upon what you said you needed, this is something that fits into your budget. Well, it's not going to be much for me to have to sell you one for that Honda Accord because you have already established what your needs are. That's what this is. People have already established what they need. How many people know somebody here that's going to pass away? That's establishment number 1. Mm-hmm. Now, we got about 15 people in here right now. Now, 15 of us ain't gonna make it out of here alive. Now, I ain't talking about this room, so don't y'all get nervous. My man right there, he did a beeline to the door. He looked, trying to figure out what that is. Now, you good, bro. I'm talking about 15 of us ain't gonna make it out of this world alive. So we know for a fact, 100% of the people that's in this room right now, regardless of what, you're not making it out of this world alive. So we know that this is a reality. Now, what you got to understand is that with the reality of it comes preparation. How many people believe that you want to be responsible to your family?
Amen.
You want to do what's right and be what's responsible to your family. So if you believe that you should be responsible to your family, do you think you're the only ones out there that believe the same thing? Do you believe that you're the only ones out there that believe that you should be responsible to your family? Yes or no? Anybody? Anybody believe it? You're the only ones that believe that.
No.
That's rule number 2. This is how you know that you ain't got to be no high pressure, high technical salesperson for this.
Amen.
All you got to do is say, listen, because you know that you're going to leave, because you know that you want to be responsible to your family, because you know you want to leave things in order, we just have a program that's in place that when you do take your last breath, everything that you want is already organized so your family is not left with that burden and headache. Has anybody ever had to plan for somebody who didn't have things organized because somebody passed away or know somebody that did? It's terrible. It's terrible for somebody to say, well, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to let them handle it. Because what if somebody dumped that responsibility on you? Where somebody just said, I'm just going to let them handle it. I'm not going to worry about it. I've had people that I've sat down with before doing this, and I've actually had people to say, well, they can put me in the backyard if they want to. I don't care what they do with me. I'm no longer here. It's not being responsible. Because that's not really a burden that you want to put on somebody else because they didn't ask for that. They were brought into it because of you. Does that make sense? Yep. So this here is combined where we help family with planning assistance, support services. We prevent buyer's remorse. We help families not be overcharged for funerals and cremation costs and being overcharged for the caskets and all these different things. We keep families from having to take their checks to the funeral home. We look like we at home in here. But do you know what plagues our community the most? What plagues our community the most is the fact that we get so caught up in tradition that just because grandma used this one funeral home, that everybody feel like they got to use this one funeral home, and whenever somebody passes away, the first thing everybody want to do is grab their policies and take them down into Mr. Johnson's funeral home. And Mr. Johnson see that you got $15,000, $20,000 worth of insurance. And I hope nobody last name in here Johnson, but I'm talking about your funeral. Maybe your cousins, but not yours. But Mr. Johnson see that you got $15,000, $20,000 worth of insurance. Guess how much that funeral gonna cost? $15,000, $20,000. And then now we sitting back after the funeral's over and after the tears are dried up, trying to figure out that this week that we done missed out of work, why the lights is off. Why the car note is behind. Because we just sit down there and basically help Mr. Johnson pay about 3 of his hearse payments with that $15,000 that we gave him, when realistically all Mr. Johnson needed was about 8. The other 7 could have came and stayed in our bank account so we could have had some money to be able to take care and wrap up some things. But because tradition gets our families caught up in the emotional side of things, and because there's never been a program in place to say, hey, we're going to stand in the gap so while you're grieving, you don't have to get caught up in the emotional process of the grief to where the grief ends up costing you more, because grief is expensive. Grief is expensive because that's when you're most vulnerable. It's no different when they say don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry. That's expensive. You go to the grocery store hungry, boy, you go to Walmart talking about you about to run in there just to grab some salad mix. Before you know it, you got grapes, cookies, you got everything. You should have heard these guys when we was on our way down here this morning when we started the Bojangles. I don't know why we started the Bojangles when they was hungry, because they saw that sign that said on Tuesdays and Thursdays, all you can eat chicken for $7.99. Spoon said he was wanting to be back down here in Franklin on Tuesday. And he was going to get order 100 pieces off the gate. Why? Because he was hungry. His eyes got bigger than his stomach. Y'all laughed this morning. Y'all don't think my joke's funny?
I think it's hilarious.
All right. Let me show you the money. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the money. That was real about that chicken, though. I won't plan about that. Everybody say, show me the money.
Show me the money.
Now, this is your time that if you don't need no extra money, you can go ahead and leave. And I'll turn my back so I won't see who get up and walk out, but I'll be peeking. Show me the money. So this is how this works. I just showed you all a valuable service. I mean, hands down, everybody that's breathing, whether they got insurance or not, could benefit from a Lincoln Heritage policy. That's truth. I don't care if you got $100,000 insurance, $200,000, $1 million. You or somebody you know can benefit from this policy. Here's how this works. The average premium that we collect is about $50 in the household. So if you do a husband and wife, typically that's about $100 in premium, average. It could be more, it could be less. But about $100 in premium. We annualize it over 12 months. So that means $1,200 annualized premium. So 100 times 12 is $1,200 annualized. Say if it was a 65% contract you was on, that's your first year commission of $780, and the company advances you 9 months on that up front. So you get 9 months of that $780 up front in an advance commission at a 75%. So 9 months at 75%. So basically, off of that $100 premium that you collect, that equates to $585 in income in your bank account. Now let me ask you a question. It's Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. If I was to go sit down, beautiful couple just walked in. What's y'all's name? Your name again? I'm sorry.
Johnson.
I know that. Yeah, I know. And I knew y'all were the Johnsons. That's why I said that. Behind you, because I know y'all. Juwan and Shannon.
Yes.
If I sit down with Juwan and Shannon this Saturday morning, and Juwan and Shannon says, you know what, we gotta have this. We got $100 budget between both of us. And they write me $100 check for the both of them, and I leave them knowing that I did them a great service, and I go drop that check in the mail today, Tuesday morning, this is what's gonna be deposited in my bank account. I'm only spending about an hour with them, unless they wanna keep me around to eat breakfast, and that might be an hour and a half. But guess what I'm gonna do after I leave them? I'm going to meet somebody else, because it's only 11:30 now. And I'm sitting here like, man, 11:30, I done met with Shannon and Juwan. I done met with Shannon and Juwan at 11:30, by 11:30. By 1:30, I done sat down and met with somebody else. On a given day, I can do this as many times as I want. Lincoln Heritage would never stop you saying you're helping too many families today. That will motivate me to want to go and help families. Because now the incentive is also benefiting them, but it's also benefiting me, because I know that now I'm finally doing something where I can see the fruits of my labor. And I'm not being dictated by somebody saying, well, hold on, buddy, you made too much today. Now I don't care how many, anybody on salary on their jobs? So if you go out there and work 60 hours, you still only gonna get paid for the 40, right?
Amen.
Try that over here and see what happens. Submit business. Getting ahead of myself. Submit business on Monday, get paid by Wednesday. Being persistent can get you a huge pay-through check. You're paid every month with a healthy account. We offer cash bonuses, gas cards, exotic trips. We even help you qualify to get free leads, do all these types of things. Man, I just ran an incentive for the whole month of March last month, where I know that just in my team, I probably paid out close to $8,000 in bonuses just last month. People qualifying. A young lady, we was just coming down the road, and one of my managers was just telling me about a young lady who's been with us 3 months, Miss Sierra Robinson. She said, I went through last night and calculated up Miss Robinson's deposits, her deposits for the month. Just this month, March, she made over $9,000. This month. She been here 3 months. $9,000 deposited in her account this month. Doing this, out here helping families, serving the community. She's just one example of many. Now, when I say we're documented, we're documented. Skip that. It's just showing basically where we're growing, where we're going to. Here's some of the things that you have to look forward to whenever we're part of what we do. We just don't just throw you to the wall to see if you stick. We invest in you. This year we're doing a leadership retreat where we're going to basically be going to Las Vegas. This is not a company thing. This is an agency thing. So what you get different from being a part of the agency